Welcome to MUN Session, the MUN on Club. Today I am your host Rosin Starpik here. Join us as we dive deep into the perspective of the guests and operators of TESMUN 2081. As our guest today we have the Sexin and the IT head of TESMUN 2081. Please introduce yourself.
Hello world, my name is Preshak and I am IT head of TESMUN 2081.
And I'm Sadikshya Lohani, the Secretary General of TESMUN 2024.
May I begin with the questions?
Yes.
What's different about this year's edition in TESMUN?
So, as the Secretary General, what I believe is doing something different but also making something that is already there better. So, because we already have our old procedures and we have also added a new thing that is a presidential speech and directives which will make the resolutions more clear and concise, as well as it will make the experience more fun for everyone. As well as, if time allows us, we are thinking of including a general assembly, and the motion of entertainment will be much enhanced this year as well. So we are really looking forward to the final session.
And as an IT head, we have tried a lot of new things in TESMUN 2081. We have added a lot of animation in website so that the viewer are engaged, and we have tried a new way of podcast so that we can add new elements and transaction, which makes the viewer much more engaged, and the quality has also been enhanced.
That's really interesting. Could you also give a more brief information about the General Assembly?
The General Assembly is something that is very fun. So we have 4 international committees this year, that is HRC, ECOSOC, UNIP and DISEC. So in those 4 committees, we all have the crisis procedure from way back. So the same crisis procedure, but it will be a combined crisis. So the crisis will come in a combined manner, and all the delegates of all the committees will talk about the crisis in the auditorium hall as a general assembly.
How do you incorporate feedback from previous conferences to improve the current one?
As an IT head, I have fostered every of the IT members to add up their ideas, and we can gain the feedback from every members, as well as I have been gaining feedback from principal Mr. Prashant Rajak and IT coordinator Mr. Pratik sir, and they suggest a lot of good ideas, as well as we have Sexin. She also suggests us a lot of ideas so that we can incorporate in our websites or any other thing.
So from last year, I've talked to the last year's Secretary General. We have been very close in making sure the procedures run smoothly, as well as my last year's chair, Mr. Prasu. He has also helped me a lot and guided me a lot in this, as well as I'm really proud of the press, the logistics, the IT, and all of the heads, the IT head, the press head, the logistics head, and my dais. I have a very good dais, and our MUN coordinator, of course. So from past year, I think the IT head can agree, we've looked at past year's website, past year's work, and we have included a lot of inspirations from past years. So that has been very helpful to us, and we strive to become that next year.
So from your perspectives, what do you believe is the most important skill for us to be a Sexgen and to be IT head?
So to become a Sexgen, personally, I believe the most important thing is coordination, because there are many bodies in MUN. There are the delegates, the dais, the logistics, the IT, and the press, and the job of the Sexgen is to manage all of them and guide them together, to weave them together. So I have implemented this in our session, and I will continue to implement this in our session by making sure I am professional with all of the heads, as well as a little bit unprofessional, because I feel like when the heads feel like there is someone to talk to about issues, that makes a good section. To be close to the dais, as well as be formal at the same time, is the main goal of the Secretary General, I believe.
And as an IT head, being an IT head is not just the skill that we acquire. We should get various skills like leadership and making the team coordination. We should make our team coordination very good, so that everyone has equal works with guidelines and deadlines.
Talking about team collaboration, how do you plan to handle a situation where there is a significant disagreement within the executive team?
So for me, this has happened already because we have been practicing MUN for a lot of time, and there is no doubt that, of course, it is a good thing that there are disagreements, because that means people are expressing their opinions and they have different viewpoints and different strategies. And every time there is a disagreement, I feel really glad, and I really love brainstorming. That is one of my major qualities. It is brainstorming. So at that time, what I do is, and what I did was, what I will continue doing is, take everyone's viewpoint into consideration and come up with such a situation where everyone is satisfied, where the delegates are happy, where the dais get what they want, and it also is in the decorum of our MUN environment. So the main thing about MUN is definitely brainstorming everything, making sure everyone's opinion is heard, and taking suggestions. So what I learned is, taking suggestion is important from everyone, but you do not need to implement everyone's suggestion. So taking suggestion is a very big part of MUN for me.
As I said before, like, we have been taking suggestions from previous batch, section, IT head and other heads, and as well as we have been coordinating with principal and every head in order to succeed this MUN program. And we just...
So you both are team leaders, right? So being the team leader, it is important to maintain good work within the given due date and foster excellent work. So what are your visions to meet those expectations?
So it is no doubt that there is a very limited time, though I wish MUN could last the entire year. Unfortunately, it does not. So for the final sessions, I have cooperated with the head of all the departments, and we have started making preparations for now. Like, let's take an example. In the IT team, the opening video has started from right now, the first practice session. In the logistic team, all of the designing has been started for the final session right now. And in the press committee, the press conference before the final session is all set and ready to go. So by doing things beforehand of the conference, and by making a very structured schedule, a very structured plan, I make a structured schedule of every single day to meet the deadlines. So a structured schedule and cooperation before the formal session is what we're doing for that.
And my main vision is to create, manage our plan from starting to ending. That needs to be well organized, so that everyone can do their work meeting the deadline, so that the works will be done with being productive, as well as the result, the outcome will be very good.
Could you give us an example how does the IT team and the press team collaborate?
Yes, press team is like our muscle of our body, and IT team is the skeleton. Press team provides the news or any sort of content, and the IT team implements that idea in the websites or videos.
So talking about how have you distributed the works among your team members equally and unbiased? So talking about how have you distributed the works among your team members equally and unbiased?
So in that way, first of all, let's take into account the dais. We have 3 members in the dais: the chair, the vice chair, and the moderator. So all of the marks evaluating is done by the moderator. The vice chair is in charge of study guides and explaining the research, and chair is in charge of running the committee. So that is our dais layout. And for other organizing committee members, such as the crisis head works closely with the press team, the IT team, as well as me, the Secretary General, and we come up with crises that will make the committee move forward in such a manner that it can come up with resolutions as well as more additional agendas.
Making an IT team is very simple. We just gather their interest and some skills if required, and we just denotate them as per their skills.
So for the upcoming delegates who will become nice, who will become the people who will become those who will conduct the MUN 2082, what message would you like to give for them?
Alright, so one message I would like to give is, please do not be afraid to express your new ideas in front of your teachers, because MUN is a platform where you can showcase what you want, and if you just stay following the old format, there will be no change, and your impact will be not less, but your impact will be limited, right? So please do not be afraid to share your ideas with your teachers, with your team members, because in that way, if they share their ideas, then the MUN procedures will be elongated. And this is a procedure that will teach us what it is like working in the United Nations, and that is a very prestigious organization. So in order to know what the UN is like, you need to research more. So if you are in the post where you can manipulate the procedures, or you can make them better, then please do not be afraid to share your ideas. That is number one. Number two, do not take stress, like don't stress about it, because I'm the kind of person that will take a lot of stress on certain topics. If it is not fulfilled, I will blame myself a lot for it, and I think that has affected me a lot. So please do not take stress, and just take it slow, coordinate with everyone, and just take it easy, make it fun. That's it.
And my suggestion for coming organizers of MUN is that the main important thing is like dedication. We just need to be dedicated in certain field that we are applying for. Not just the motivation, but you need to get dedicated and work each and every day, and you should utilize every time that is provided by our teachers, because there is so less time, so we need to handle that.
At the end, could you give us a brief overview of your journey from delegate to the current position you are in?
Certainly. So let's start in grade 5, where I thought MUN was a conference where the seniors would go to the roof and look at the moon from a telescope. So we've come a long way from that, definitely. So after the COVID and after I started MUN, the first committee I was ever in is the Legislative Parliament 2. I had some really amazing chairs that made my journey absolutely amazing. I was the delegate of Dahal, and somewhere or another I wound up getting the best delegate in that committee. And when I entered that committee and started debating for 10 minutes, within 10 minutes I knew in grade 10 I wanted to apply for Secretary General. So the next year in the 9th grade, fortunately I got the committee I wanted, which is DISEC, and I had again really amazing dais that made the experience amazing for me. And then I was the delegate of United Kingdoms at that time, and I remember with our current crisis head, Mr. Koivalya, he was the delegate of China, and we would be discussing the agenda of the topic, and even after the committee was adjourned and we were going home, we would still be discussing and arguing on that topic. So that is when I realized, like, this is my thing, I'm really passionate for it. And that year also I wound up getting the best delegate, and after that we had the Rato Bangla MUN, where I was in DISEC as well, and there I was the delegate of Greece and I got outstanding delegate. And then the most recent MUN I was in is the Global School of Science MUN. I was in the committee SOCHM, and in that committee I was a press reporter, and in that article I cooperated with a lot of people. I found the ethics of journalism, and there I wound up getting the best IPC article, and now I am the Secretary General. Fortunately, I'm very glad. Thank you.
In my context, MUN was completely new when I was grade 10. When I saw the opening video that was conducted by our seniors, I was very fascinated about that. Will I meet the requirement that is required, that is essential in order to make videos? Like I was questioning myself that can I be the IT head and lead the IT team, and as well as can I make the websites as our seniors. So I was very frightened, but now I am very confident that we can build more nicely than our seniors.